Hi guys, and welcome to my live session about interviews. I am going to literally give it 1 minute before I start. I love you all. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the love. I hope you're not offended if I cannot respond to your individual comments. I'm trying to make the session as short as possible, but I want to get in the information as much as possible. If you can you please grab something to write on for me? A notepad, a pen. It's really useful if you take notes while we chat so that you take something out of it. And if I see any questions on my screen here, I'll try to address as many of them as possible. But guys, I'm not trying to be that invigilator at varsity that walks past you while you're writing your exam and then suddenly announces to everybody that they must read instructions. No, I'm not that person. So this session is not specifically from the interviews that I've just done. I am doing it because I feel a little bit of a need that sometimes people have skills, sometimes people are talented, and it doesn't matter what they do, they're just not getting the job. And sometimes it's very little things that they're doing wrong that they could fix and get in. Okay, so I'm calling today's session How to Win at Interviews. And I'm going to address as much as I can about that specifically. And as I said to everybody that's been here for a while, I'd really appreciate it if you can take notes so that you keep revisiting some of the things that you heard, but will not necessarily remember if you don't write them down. All right, so first of all, good luck to everybody that's in the job market. I really hope that I can even help, even by 1%, to make that journey a little bit easier for you. And as I said on my post, when I posted earlier, I've been in the recruitment industry for the past 17 years. I worked for DAV, Professional Placement Group, which is in Sandton City, where it was at the time. I was a recruitment consultant in the IT space, and then later I was a recruitment consultant in the engineering space. And later I then became a trainer for recruitment consultants. So all their recruitment consultants that started working there, they would first have to go through a 2-month training session with me. And thereafter, in 2008, I started my own recruitment agency called El Nina Professional Recruitment Services. Right, okay, so to get to the business of the day. The first thing, guys, if you are in the job market and you're sending your CV out there to people, every single bit of detail is something that helps the recruiters to form an opinion about you. So every single detail is important. So the first thing is the email address that you're emailing from. Please, can you watch your email addresses that they don't say things like scorco@gmail.com? No, guys, not when you're looking for a job. Or things like sexy Cindy. No. So when you create an email address, it must be your name. Or it must be something that sounds professional. It mustn't be something that makes me wonder what kind of person even created such an email address, all right? So then you send the email through. Very brief on the body of the email, good day, sir or madam, whatever. This is in response to the position of a receptionist or of a personal assistant that was advertised on the Star. I look forward to hearing from you. Please find attached my CV as proof of how my skills can add value to your company. Something short, something professional. Check your spelling, check your commas and your full stops. All those little things help someone to form an opinion about you. So if you're tacky in your writing, we already know that you're probably tacky in your approach to life. So I hope that helps you. And then you attach your CV. CV, stay away from personal things. Stay away from how many kids you have. Stay away from your ex-boyfriend and what happened there. Stay away from your hobbies. It's okay. We'll learn about you as we get to meet you. Just your CV, area that you stay in, your qualifications, your experience in chronological order. So if you started working in 2002, don't start with 2002. It's too old. When you write your experience, you start with the now. From 2017 to 2020, the one you're doing now. You write your job title, you write a few of your responsibilities, and at the end, you end it off with the reasons why you are wanting to leave this company. Because we are wondering, if you had a fight with someone, we want to know. So reasons for leaving. And then you go one step back. From 2015 to 2017, I was at so-and-so place, I was doing this, and the reason for leaving there. And especially if you leave very often, If you stay for 3 months, 6 months, you definitely need to give your reasons for leaving, because it starts to paint a picture of maybe a troublesome person. So if it was just a contract that expired, write that as your reason for leaving. If the company closed down, write that, because otherwise they're wondering, why is she leaving every 6 months? So make sure you cover that gap before they have to ask themselves. There shouldn't be any gaps on your CV. So if there's 3 years missing, guys, please know that the recruiter is wondering where you were. Was he in jail? You know, what happened in the 3 years? So make sure that every single time aspect is covered. If you had a gap here and you couldn't go to school because there was no money, rather write that, but make sure there are no gaps in your CV. So you send your CV through, and now you know you're in the market for a job. So every single call that comes through, you are hoping it's an interview, right? So then it would make sense that you are always prepared for a call that will ask you for an interview. So even if you're sleeping, when the call comes through and it's a number that you don't know, you have to sound like somebody that I would want to work with. So Lusanda speaking, good morning. That's it. Or Lusanda, hello, or good morning, or whatever. The worst turn off when you're calling somebody for an interview is to get something like this on the other side. Hello. No, guys, no. If you're looking for a job, you are always ready for a call that's going to call you for a job. So your energy must say that. You are waiting for a call that will get you to a job. Your ringtone is very important too. So while I'm waiting for you to pick up the phone, I don't want to hear those ones that, just go. No, guys, you're looking for a job. Keep it simple. Keep it professional. If it goes to voicemail, your voice thing must be professional as well. A couple of times I've heard people that leave you voicemail, yomdana wak. Hello. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, guys, no. I put it down. I don't wait for you to answer. So if you're looking for a job, please make sure your voicemail is inviting. Sounds like a professional person because you're looking for a job. There's even someone that said, hello? And I kept saying hello, and they were like, hello? No, sorry, I'm not you? No, guys, please don't do that. No pranks on the voicemail. Just leave a professional voicemail if you're looking for a job, because you don't want to annoy the person even before they speak to you. Right, so you answer the call. Most of the time, the people have got like hundreds of responses to the job, or maybe even 15 or whatever. But the point is there's a number of responses that they've received. So already from the first call, you are trying to convince them that you are the person for the job. So even the first call in itself is an interview, because they're even still trying to decide if they should even call you for the interview, right? So be ready for any question. So if they say, hi, you sent us your CV for the admin position that we advertised. Do you remember? Yes, of course, I remember. Yes, it's me. How can I help? And then they're like, okay, what can you tell me about your experience that will make you suitable for this position? So the right thing to do there is to have an answer. You can't be like, because I've had people say, hey, I wasn't expecting this. I thought you were going to ask it at the interview. No, they're asking it now. And if you are a good admin person, surely then you should be ready to answer about admin at any point, whenever they ask you. So when they ask you, what can you tell me? Already on the call, you're saying, well, I've got 5 years experience in the admin field. I started in 2015, where I started as the PA to the head of what. And then 3 years later, I got promoted to that, up until this point where I further got promoted to this. And now this is what I'm doing. Finish, period. You are selling yourself. Okay, so even in the first call, please be prepared. They are interviewing you already, because they're not going to interview all 30 people that applied. They're looking for 5 to interview. So it depends what you say on this call, all right? So please make sure you're able to answer that. Then they give you an email address. They say, please take down this email address. Can you please send us a copy of this and this and that? Guys, I would really advise you to learn something that is called the phonetic alphabet, okay? There's something that's called the phonetic alphabet, where A is for alpha, B is for Bravo, C is for Charlie. So when someone is spelling something, please use the phonetic alphabet. I hear people saying, no, my email address is Portia, no, P for pig. And I can't even hear what you're saying. I'm stuck on the pig that you're talking about. So no D for donkey, P for pig. you must know the phonetic alphabet, so that A is alpha, B for Bravo, C for Charlie. So even when I spell my name, I always say Lima, Uniform, Sierra, Alpha, November. You understand? Use the phonetic alphabet. It's professional and it's consistent. Okay. So spelling is very important. And please, guys, be on top of things. Be alert. There's nothing worse than having to spell your email address 3 times to a person. It's just Lusanda, like, and they're like, yeah, look. So just be sharp, because they want a sharp person to come and work there. So if you don't seem to be getting anything already, they're a bit concerned. So right, now the call has ended. You've been invited for the interview. You're coming through tomorrow at 10. Research the company. Go to their website. Everybody's got social media pages these days. Go to their social. You are not going there to cram the stuff. You are not memorizing. You are not going to go there and say, yeah, I know about the company. Your CEO is Mr. No, they don't want to know. They know who their CEO is. You are reading so that in the conversation that you are going to have with them, you are going to keep bringing things in. You're going to say, I find it very interesting what your response was to the COVID-19 pandemic, because I see that you guys implemented 1, 2. That's what you're reading for, so that your conversation is flowing and it sounds knowledgeable. Don't try then go and recite to them who their CEO is. They know. So use it just to help you to make a knowledgeable conversation and a meaningful conversation. So research them, know where they are, and know how to get there. That thing which I got lost and they might accept it, but it's already creating a bit of a negative impression. So know where they are, GPS it, know how you're going to get there, because you want to make sure that you get there on time. Let's talk dress code for interviews, guys. I know we are woke, but the working world, there's no wokeness there. We are woke for the street and for social media and for entertainment purposes. But when you go for a job interview, that's not where you're going to want to try and demonstrate your wokeness. Sorry, I've got a call coming in. Let me just try and decline it. That's not where you're going to want to demonstrate your wokeness, not in an interview. So when you dress up, there is a traditional and conservative way of dressing for an interview. You stick to basic colors. So you choose your red or your black or your blue or whatever, but keep it conservative, okay? We don't want the attraction or the attention to be on the outfit. Keep it conservative. I always say you can't go wrong with red and black, because red is power dressing. So you want them to see you in a powerful position. You wear your red suit with your black shirt. You always come right with that. Or you keep it as simple as you can. But whatever you do, try and stay away from those prints that are very loud and will take all the attention away from what you are there for. So whatever you feel comfortable with, but the only brief I can give you there is just to keep it a little bit conservative, all right? So I'm not saying change who you are. I'm saying if who you are is very loud, take it and just reduce it a little bit. You've got all the time. They're going to get to know who you are later when you get there. For the interview, let their judgment stay aside for a little bit. Dress conservatively. Let them see you first for who you are, and then slowly will come out for the people that you are, for the person that you are. For the ladies, makeup. All right. Not a lot, but not no makeup, guys. We are all very pretty and we love ourselves in our natural state, but a little color does not hurt anybody. A little color, a lipstick and nude, normal colors that suit you, and maybe a little bit of color here, maybe nothing else if you're not a makeup person. But a color does enhance. Therefore, in an interview, you would want to enhance. Interview. That's not the place to do that. So stick to what is natural to you, what makes you comfortable. But please, guys, powder because it's going to take all the attention. Powder, maybe something on the lips, maybe something on the eyes, and then that. And also, even if you are a makeup person, guys, please don't overdo it. You know, someone walks in green up, red, and then so makeup, just stick to the minimal. Don't go overboard. I know that we are also told to smell good, okay? But let me tell you something. In the 17 years that I've been interviewing people, there are certain smells that trigger things. And if your smell is going to trigger anything, it's going to distract from the interview. So when you go for your smell, please just like 1, 2. Because if you come in with your smell now and it takes over the room, and your smell reminds me of my ex-boyfriend, I'm already like, yeah, So try to be neutral in things like smelling. Try not to trigger nothing. Try to be neutral so that that does not become the focus of the interview. And just like I said with the outfit, try not to be kungeni outfit. No, fanele kungene wena. I-outfit is kind of just an extension of you, because bakhona abantu abagqoka i-bangles and then makangena ngathi kungeni outfit, and then umuntu is kind of secondary. So please try and avoid that. Be early, but don't be too early. There's nothing more distracting than a 10 o'clock appointment that comes at 9. Buy a distractor because you can't do your other appointments. I had a 9 o'clock appointment, then I know my next one is at 10. So it's fine if you come in at 9:45. That's a good early. But don't come in at 9, because they're going to keep saying there's someone waiting for you here, and then I can't do anything. And then again, it becomes a distraction. So be early, but not too much. If you're too early, rather wait outside somewhere, keep yourself distracted, and then then you can walk in, and then you wait. That's a good time to be early. Right. They might offer you stuff. If you can take the water while you're waiting, avoid the coffee, guys. You're already nervous, you uklamzi, because you don't know what to expect. And then oops, and then coffee. Stay away from the coffee. Rather do the water while you wait, if you have to do anything at all. And then the person comes through and they come and give you a handshake. Guys, there's a lot we can tell from your handshake. Dead fish, you can't greet handshake. It's we've got a pandemic now, so we're not really handshaking much. But if your journey of job searching goes beyond this, can you just know that a lot goes into that handshake? So I dead fish. No, guys. A handshake must be firm, but at the same time not too firm. All right. There's that handshake. Yeah, it must be firm. And then you like because don't do that either, guys. It also is not good. So find a balance somewhere in between, where your handshake is like this and you're looking at the person in the eye and you're saying, "Good morning, ma'am." That's the handshake. Somewhere in between the dead fish and lo muntu zokubulala handshake. So that is very important as well. Now, you go into the interview. The biggest brief is that is a sales pitch. You are going in there to sell yourself, to sell what you have learned in the past, the skills, the knowledge, the education, and to sell how that can make you good at this job. So you are tying two issues. I've done this and this and this and that, and because I've done this and this and this and that, this is how it's going to help me to be good at what you are asking me to do. It's a sales pitch, guys. It's nothing else. And no, I'm not good at selling. Well, you have to be, because that 30 minutes is the only time that you're going to have to sell yourself as a solution to their problem. They are advertising because they have a problem. The only reason you are there is to prove to them that you can solve this problem. So reciting your CV and what you are looking for a job, it's not their problem. They don't care. They want to know what you've learned in the past and how that will help you to fit here and to do this job well. So that means that you must have lots of examples prepared, guys. Prepare examples at the back of your head. Have them ready. 5 nyana, 6 nyana ready. So, because every single job requires certain behaviors. Either you are able to handle people, either you are able to make decisions, either you are a fast learner, or whatever it is that is required by this specific job. You must have examples of how you have done that in the past. So tell us about yourself and you're like, hey, I'm a fast learner, I'm a team player. Guys, we know Mawizwe somewhere. Because you're not living it. You're not it's not in you. So when it's in you, you say, oh, absolutely, I'm a fast learner. And you know why I say that? It's because in the production that I just came from, they gave me a script literally 5 minutes before I had to go on set. And by the time they wanted to start, I was like, I'm ready when you are. That's a fast learner. I go to team player, fast learner, somewhere was and then so when you say every single thing, it must have an example to follow it up. Okay? I'm a good decision maker. Why do you say that? Oh, well, I say that because in my last company, we were going to host an event and then our key act dropped us literally hours before the event had to start. And there were big decisions to be made, but there was also a lot of money to be lost if we make the wrong decision. And this is how I solved that, all right? I called them and I told them to rather come 4 hours later. And in the meantime, I called a local act and said that they can please open the stage for this big act. And I also marketed the local act and I said to the community, we empowering the locals. And in that way, everybody won because the local act got an opportunity. The big act could afford to be late without being labeled wrong. And the community was happy that I'm empowering their lot. Something like that, guys. What I'm trying to say is, don't recite team player decision making, people's person. I'm a good communicator, and we're like, so when you say it, have an example, back it up. You say, I walk like this because I can back it up. And don't even wait for them to ask you. When you say you're a good team player, you follow up with why you are saying that. I'm a good decision maker. Why am I saying that? Or in my last company, you know that. Oh, goodness. And you are here to show them what value you're going to add. Let me tell you something that a lot of people don't know about value add. Every single position in a company has a certain value add, right? And there's only 3 ways you can add value. You must just pick which one you are going to do. Number 1, you can save the company money. Number 2, value add, you can save the company time. And number 3, value add, is you can increase or help improve productivity. Every single job has value add, all right? So if you are a receptionist, all right, so in my last position as a receptionist, what used to happen is that customers would wait for about 10 minutes, all right? And because they were waiting for about 10 minutes each, we had to give them coffee and we had to give them biscuits. But it was strange because even just the coffee and the biscuits, we were starting to spend about 2,000 Rand a month just on refreshments because the waiting period was so long and we had to keep. So what I did as a receptionist is that I introduced a system whereby 1, 2, and 3, which meant that the waiting time at the front was reduced to literally 2 minutes. And because it was only 2 minutes, you didn't have to offer them more than just water. And the bill at the back went from 2,000 Rand for snacks and it went to 250 Rand. Guys, do you see? You are a receptionist, but you're saving the company money through things that you introduce that add value. You understand me? So when I ask you how have you saved the company time, money, and increased productivity, you cannot come and say, oh no, I can't do that because, you know, I was, no, not you were just a receptionist. You were a receptionist. And in that role, what did you do? You understand? Okay, so think of that example and take it to your specific situation. And I will let you know, I will have you know that in any position, you can, 1, save the company time. You can, number 2, you can save the company money. Maybe the stationery was being wasted and you introduced a system of signing it out and then the wastage went down. Or you can increase productivity, okay? So you increase productivity, for example, you are some IT guy and you introduced a system at the phone companies, at the mobile telecoms companies, where people no longer needed to wait 10 minutes just to speak to a consultant. You made everything on voice. Oh, so if you're just looking for a balance, they can tell it to you here while you wait. Oh, if you're just looking to, you can press down what. But if you think back, we used to have to wait 20 minutes to speak to a consultant. So that is the value add. You do it in the job that you have been given, and there is always a way to add value in a company. All right. So what you are there to do is to show how what you've learned in the past ties in with what they want you to do here, and in doing that, you can add value. I want you to always imagine that in that space, when they ask you a question, imagine a 30-second advert on TV. Those people pay per second. They have 30 seconds to get the message across. They're going to find the most exciting way to do it. So if someone says, please tell me about yourself, surely what comes to mind cannot be the fact that you were born in Bronkhortspruit and your mother was a nurse, and then there were 2 of you with 3 siblings, and then when I grew up we stayed. Guys, 30 seconds. What would you say in 30 seconds? I would say, my name is Lusanda Mbane. I'm an actor, I'm an entrepreneur, well, I am a mother too. How I can add value to your company is that actually I'm a great decision maker. Under pressure, I say this because in my last company, I'll tell you what happened, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you take just the snippets, not where you were born, not how you were raised. Just say what you have achieved. Achievements only. And don't worry that you're bragging. Guys, interview is the only place you have got to brag. You are going there to brag. Whip out the achievements and list them and make sure that any gap you get, you hoy in an achievement. That's what makes you better than the next receptionist, because otherwise everybody can put on makeup and say they are a receptionist because they can deal with people and they are a fast learner and they are a team player. So make sure that you bring the examples that show what you've done. You cleaned up the area. You introduced a system of weekly flowers as a receptionist. You introduced a system of a dress code or whatever the case may be. All right, so I've spoken about examples. I've spoken about adding value, saving money, saving time, increasing productivity. And let's talk about salary. They may or may not ask you about your salary at the first interview. They may or they may not. If they don't talk about salary on the first interview if they do not talk about it. I know, guys, we all work because we need the money. But what I want to say to you is this. On the first interview, you are selling. You want to walk out and they must say, wow, we want her. Then only once they say that, you are then able to come and negotiate your what? Your worth. You cannot negotiate because you are looking for a job. Sorry, why did you choose our specific company to apply for a position? Because I was looking for a job, so I was sending... Guys, I don't care if you are really looking for a job and you are desperate. When they ask you why you are looking for a job, you tell them that, well, actually, I was taken aback when I saw your social media pages. I was taken aback by how effectively you've responded to the COVID challenge. Everybody who works here seems to feel very safe and trusting that they are well protected because you've introduced all the measures. So I thought that's an environment that I would like to work in. And secondly, even from the moment I walked in here, I've seen all the people that have been walking past. The experience is just so engaging that I'd like to be one of you guys. Yeah, right. You're just looking for a job. We know that. But in the interview, please don't tell people you are here because you're looking for a job. It's like, really, guys, no. So, when I'm talking about salary, come in first in the first meeting to build value. Let them know what you're worth, what you can bring, what value you can add, how much you can change this place and make it better. And based on that, you're going to be able to negotiate your value. You can't negotiate when they don't know your value. So then you're going to come the next time and talk about salary. You know, talking about salary on the first interview for me is like fondling a woman's boobs on the first date. Guys, so on the first date, so now salary on the first date, it's like fondling me on the first date. Yeah, so too early. Build value on the second meeting. Once they know your value, you're going to clinch it and say, well, for this value, this is how much I'm worth. Can you see the pattern? Build value, then later talk money because you have built the value. Yeah, understand? So that is salary. And when you do get to talk about salary and they ask how much you want, do not limit yourself by asking for too much. Maybe they just can't afford it. Do not limit yourself also by asking for too little. Maybe they could afford more. So try and avoid that question. Say, well, I'm more interested in the value that I can add to this place. But if they push you, you have to say a number. Then you can say, well, right now, I am currently on a salary of 15,000 Rand. Because I've seen this place and I can see the kind of value that it would add to my career, let me say I would be very happy. Ideally, in a perfect world, I would like 20,000 Rand. You know, then I would be happy. Then I would not have any financial issues to deal with. But I understand that sometimes it happens that maybe you can't afford that, maybe it's not in your budget. Then at the very least, I would want to walk away with 17,000 Rand. 17,000 Rand is my bottom line because anything under that will mean that I will just not be able to survive. So give them 3 figures. Tell them right now you are on this. I'm on 15,000 right now. Ideally, in a perfect world, I would be happy to work here and I would not even look anywhere else if I had to get 20,000. But I wouldn't want you to limit yourself just based on that. But let's say as a minimum is 17,000. I'll still accept it. I hope that when I add my value and show you later on, you will then look at reviewing the salary, but I'll accept 17,000. And they will ask you, if it's under 17,000, will you then walk away? And be honest. If you won't accept anything less than 17, then you tell them you won't accept anything less than 17. But have a figure there, ideal, and have a figure that bottom line. So give them a lot of room. So then at least now they know they can give you anything from 20, 19, 19.5, no, 19.5, 19, 18.5, 18. There's lots of room for them to play. Don't just mention a figure. Can't you find it's too high for them or it's too low for you or whatever the case is there. That is salary. And then lastly, they might give you an opportunity to ask them questions. Prepare questions for them, but prepare informed questions. I know it's a question, but you can't go in there, and when they ask you a question and they say, oh, who is the CEO? Ayo, guys, kaloku, that's the part you would have read on the website. Or here, what time do we finish working? What time do you close? Guys, clock watcher. Already you ask us that question, we know you are a clock watcher. So don't ask such things. Rather find them out from reception. Call reception and ask. Here, it's an opportunity to ask, I see you've recently listed on the stock exchange. What have been the major changes since then? You understand? Or I understand that you've recently experienced a change of ownership. Has there been any change to the culture? Has anybody been affected? Can I expect some kind of stability? Can you see that I'm saying ask questions which show that you understand, insight, that show that now you have depth. Yeah, and that's what will get you in. And then, and then after that, you thank them for their time. You keep it so professional. Thank you so much for their time. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. And I'm really honored to have come to experience this company firsthand. And I must say, your culture is so professional and very inviting. I hope I get to hear from you. Thank you very much, sir. And then again, the handshake. That handshake, dead fish, and then wait for them to call you. I hope it's helped, guys. I know it was very brief because it's not planned. I just got a spur of the moment thought, which is sometimes we sit with information and it can help the next person. So if there's anything else that you would like me to address, any questions, any comments, anything, guys, I will save this. I've seen a lot of you saying I should. I'll save it, and I will save it on my feed. You can comment there. I will literally take time tonight to read through the comments on my feed so that I can know what else it is that you'd like me to address. So yes, just so you know, I am a skilled recruitment consultant, so you can ask me questions on that line of work. And I am also, my qualifications, my undergrad is BCom Marketing and Communications, and I've got a postgrad in entrepreneurship. So yes, I'm not just an actor, and I just found this a useful time to help people with something other than what they know me for. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for spending the time with me and spending the data on this information. I hope you've taken down notes, and I really, really, really hope it will help you. If there's any other subject that you'd like me to help with, feel free. I'll make time. I'll come here and do it. Thank you. Have a good Friday and enjoy your weekend. Oh, now you have to tell me how to end the video. There.